tutorial. My name is Michael Novello, and in this video tutorial I want to show you how you can recreate an old film processing effect. It's called Bleach Bypass. Bleach Bypass was created by mistake. The bleaching process was bypassed. Someone has forgotten to bleach the film, and the silver remained on the film and was not converted in silver bromide. So this is a very strong contrasty effect, and we can create this in Photoshop as well. And I try to recreate this as near as it is possible to the chemical process. Sure, some of you can say, okay, we take this image here and we copy it and we make a black and white picture out of it and then we overlay it. But the picture will getting dark, and the effect is not that what I expect from a bleach bypassing effect. Here I'm going to copy this image here. This is a raw image. It's what's converted in camera raw, and because of that it's a smart object. And I'm going to copy this here, and I hide my original, and then I'm going to rasterize this image because I want to work on it with our filters, and there are not all filters available if you have a smart object. And some image processing things are even not available, like inverting. Okay, this picture or this image I'm going to invert by Control I, and now we have a color negative. I'm working with a color negative because I'm not losing the brightness of it. If you work with positives, the brightness will get lower and the picture will get darker. So I don't want that, so I work with negatives. Like in the chemical film processing, you're working with negative photos, negative color photos. Okay, now, but I want the color back here. I don't want the result as a color negative. For this I'm going to add a level correction layer here, and I invert these levels here. The white one goes to the left and the black to the right. Now we have our colors back here. Then I'm making another copy of that. I'm going to Image, Corrections, and to Hue and Saturation, and I lower the saturation to -100. And slide the slider all the way to the left. Okay, now I have here a negative black and white image, and now I'm going to add or change the blend mode to multiply, and now we have a colored image overlaid by black and white. And as you can see, the dark parts are stronger right now and the white parts are very blown out. And to get a little bit more contrast in it, a little bit more strongness, I'm going to use a filter. A little bit unusually used for this filter here. I'm going to filter, sharpening filters, unsharp mask. And with values of 200 in the strongness and radius 250, we are getting real strong blacks and whites. Okay, we have a really contrasty look of the image, but the white is a little bit too much blurred out, so I lower the opacity of this layer here a little bit to 70 or so. This depends really on the image. Even the next step depends on the image, because I'm going now to add here a correction layer to this color negative, and I use a hue and saturation, and I'm going to lower the saturation a little bit, because the colors on the bleach bypass photo are not so popping. They are really washed out a little bit. So I'm going to add the value here by 25 will be fine. Okay, now we have the effect, a bleach bypass photo effect, and this, like I showed you here, is because we're working with color negatives and black and white negatives. It's near as is possible in Photoshop. And now, to give it a little extra kick or extra look, we are going to add here on the black and white image a filter from the filter gallery, a texture filter. I want to add a little bit of grain, because the old films had always grain on it, because they made out of tiny little grainy pieces of chemicals, which are making the colors of black and white. Okay, I'm going to textures and grain, and in the grain section here I'm going to add an intensity of 55 is good, and the kind of grain you have to use enlarged. I tell you this in English because I don't have English Photoshop, so I tell you the filter names and so on in English. My next buy will be an English version of Photoshop, so you can follow me better, but right now you have to listen to me what I'm saying and what are the filter names and the blending modes and so on. Okay, with that I click OK, and then we have the grain in the photo here. I think that is a really cool result right now. It gives this image a little bit an old style look, and I think for this image it's really cool. Okay, thank you for watching, and I see you in the next tutorial. Bye.